Parramatta had their home game against Canberra out at Orana Park, and it was a very hot and humid Orana Park. The occasion was the opening of a $1.25 million grandstand, with Campbelltown hoping to get into the First Division in the next year or two. As to the game, well, it was very entertaining. A lot of sparkling tries. Watch for some classy play and some great running with the ball. One of the warriors of the game of rugby league is there, Ray Price. Parramatta have made several changes to the side beaten by St George in the opening round. Gary Phillips and Matt Carter come into the backs, with Steve Ella moving to 5'8". Steve Sharp's return strengthens the forwards. Remember, Parramatta are missing 6 of their best players up in the cold north of England. In what may be Ray Price's swan song season, the champion lock forward has been appointed captain. His first regular stint leading the Eels in 9 seasons with the club. Ron Gitto leads them out. Canberra with a lot of very experienced players from last year. Canberra's team is the same one that defeated Illawarra last week. You remember many of the names from the team that was beaten in a semi-final playoff by Souths. New players are fullback Peter Davis from Orana on the south coast, Phil Carey and Brett Atkins from Manly. Centre Craig Bellamy scored 10 tries last season and opened this season with 2 against Illawarra. He'll be one of Don Furner's key attacking players against a weakened Parramatta back line. Referee Kevin Roberts gets this game underway. Parramatta playing with the breeze. Mick Cronin kicks it deep. Taken by fullback Peter Davis. His first touch of the game, and Ken Stewart up there with Paul Mears. Quickly turned back to Grant Ellis. That's big David Grant. Parramatta moving up fast to swallow him in defence. Keeping it neat. Aldous having a good run. He's made a bit of a bust. Back to Gilbert. Ashley Gilbert, big player for them last year. Henjack wide of the ruck. O'Sullivan cuts back infield. Oh, that was bad play there. Misunderstanding. Davis cleans up. Ron Gitto finding a little bit of space. Not much depth on that kick. Picked up by Graham Atkins. First penalty of the game, and that was a play the ball penalty.
It's an unusual one there. Kevin Roberts giving the penalty back from the 5 metres, and while he gave that signal, I feel as though he may have had them for the offside ruling.
That's what happened last year, with Parramatta winning in the first round, and then Canberra having a very good win when Parramatta had about 70% of the possession down at Seaford.
That first round win for Parramatta, the corresponding game last year was at the Belmore Sports Ground, and it was Peter Sterling who really carved Canberra up in the early stages of that match. He scored the first 2 tries himself, and before Canberra had even really settled down into the match.
Cronin's about 40 metres out on the angle. His percentage last year, well, not as high as you would have thought. It looks all right. Yes, first points to Parramatta. Ron Gitto to make the restart. A long way downfield. Phillips, Gary Phillips on the wing. David Lydiard in there. Shows it, then goes. Canberra have got some pretty strong men up front. Be interesting to see how that clash goes. Mayor's trying to bust them. Mick Cronin with the breeze. On about the 3rd or 4th tackle, forcing Davis back right down near his line. He's still scrambling for the ball. That's a good gain by Mick Cronin. And Davis A bit tentative at fullback. Carey has a run. Ellis. Well tackled by Stan Jerd wearing the headgear. Grant. Some testing stuff close to the ruck early on from Canberra, keeping it tight and then flipping it wide. Gitto, another scrambling kick under the breeze. Lydiard back there. Lydiard has a go. Still going. Ashley Gilbert picked him up in the end. Stewart. Taking over from Stephen Edge after playing at prop last year in reserves. Cronin slips it beautifully to Lydiard. Here's a chance for a try. Back in field. It's Ella who's in. An easy Parramatta try. Short passing. Nice break by Lydiard. And Steve Ella, who scored 12 tries last year, finished it off. Now look at the quick hands here. Ella, Cronin slipped a beautiful little pass to Lydiard. Lydiard had men either side, and he fired it back to Steve Ella. There wouldn't be a better finisher in the game than this fellow. First points to Parramatta with that try. Easy conversion for Mick Cronin. He gets it. Now watch Cronin's pass. A deft little pass puts Lydiard through the gap. The defence is nowhere caught out of position, and there was nothing they could do to stop that try. As long as Parramatta kept control, Ella was going to get there. Ray Price met head on. Stewart. Ella to Jerd. Ella away through Henry. Cronin gets a nice pass to Carter. Carter up near halfway. Carter's got a bit of speed. Inside he finds Lydiard. Nice pass to Phillips. Parramatta have got him rattled here. Henry takes the pass. He's heading to the line. He's still going, but eventually they cover him. A few metres out. Parramatta still revving it up. Ella back inside to Cronin. Cronin shows it and then goes. So Canberra being split wide open early on here, but Parramatta lose it in the tackle, and referee Roberts says that's a scrum.
Mick Cronin was looking for a penalty. You could see him anxiously looking up at referee Roberts there. Tremendous attacking football from Parramatta. They really put their act together today.
That's Davis. Canberra have got to settle it down. Their defence has been shot to pieces by Parramatta. Offside. Well, Parramatta are playing as if stung by the criticism that they're not the side they should be. On paper they aren't, but there's no lack of spirit in the club. David Grant working it up. Hoffman, the little one. Nicely slipped by Bacco to Gilbert. Sam Bacco, tremendous goer. Missed him at the end of last season. Hoffman has a little burst close to the ruck and loses it forward. No, it came off the boot. Play on.
A good decision from Kevin Roberts. The pass was a poor one from Hoffman, and it hit Grant Ellis on the boot, and that's certainly no breach.
O'Sullivan, now he's lost it, and that is a no-goal this time.
There's no doubt about that one. A little bit of sloppy play there from Canberra when they really need to hold possession and work their way deep into the Parramatta territory.
Lydiard. Ella tried to come back inside, but just couldn't get some acceleration. Craig Bellamy up. Price. Two-man tackle, he still gets it away. Stewart on through Henry, gives it to Cronin. Cronin back in. Parramatta lined up to the right. They go left. Win. Canberra missing some tackles early on. Ella steps it. Sam Bacco up there. Cronin.
Cronin involving himself in the play very early. He set that first try up, and he's been seen doing some very clever things. And there's an excellent line kick, gaining good ground for Parramatta.
Paul Mayers showing his versatility. That's Henry, little Greg Henry. Lydiard. Well, so far the Parramatta backs have gone pretty well. Cronin playing a good controlled game as it goes to Ken Stewart off Ella. It's all Parramatta here at the moment. They lead 8-0. Sharp back to Henry. Cronin again. Jerd missed out. It goes out to Lydiard, dropped. Dropped the ball. And it's Ashley Gilbert playing it back, steadying it down. Henjack out wide, gives it to Gitto. Gitto coming in from the wing quite frequently, playing back in his old spot in the centres. And another penalty for offside play. Gives Canberra a chance to get back in Parramatta's half.
Well, it's a welcoming penalty for Canberra. They've been defending their own line. They haven't had very much of the ball, and when they have won a scrum, it's been squandered fairly early in the piece. So this is their opportunity to drive play deep into the Parramatta territory and try and consolidate within the next 6 tackles.
Canberra take it up. O'Sullivan on the blind, gives it to Bacco, and Bacco first of all hit by Jerd, but then slips it. Now here's Henjack firing. Oh, it's knocked down by Aldous. And a chance for Price. So plenty of mistakes from Canberra in possession and missing tackles. Price a bit roughed up, it'll be a penalty.
Yeah, silly play by Brett Atkins, and that's even sillier because he's had something to say to Kevin Roberts, and there's no winner there, only the referee. Now, he was all over Price like a rash here. Just have a look at him. Price is struggling, doing all he can to get to his feet, and watch Atkins again. Gives him a nudge, made contact in the jaw, and that's immediately after that he's had words with Kevin Roberts, and now Mick Cronin attempting another penalty shot at goal 10 metres closer than he might have been.
Cronin with the breeze from 42 metres. Is that straight? Yes! Beautiful kick from Mick Cronin. 3 out of 3. Parramatta, 3 goals to Cronin and a try to Ella, lead 10-0.
Please go to the dressing room now.
Gitto, it gets away from Price and is picked up by Atkins. Nearly a miracle kick for touch. Well, Canberra haven't been down at that end for too long. Parramatta trying to get out of it. Win, bustle. 3 Raider defenders. Henry to Sharp. Tackle by Gilbert. Stewart gives it to Mears. They wind up again. Henry darts for a hopeful opening. He folded up pretty quickly with Gilbert's tackle. Now Cronin, hurried with the boot. Good kick that, well taken by Carey. They're under a bit of pressure though, and Carey beautifully grasped by Lydiard. Davis. And he loses the ball in the tackle. A lot of Parramatta tough defence here. The ball constantly resulted from the Parramatta players against Canberra players.
Series of coaching classes in the Liverpool and Campbelltown areas in the near future. Any person over the age of 14 years is interested in attending these classes,
Raiders ball.
they can contact a member of the Referees Association near the entrance of the League's club entrance.
First tight head.
Somebody will be
O'Sullivan. This is better stuff from the Raiders. Bellamy. Back to Atkins. Hoffman. Straight up the middle. He's good at that. 20 metres out. Raiders trying to set it up. They need points. Henjack and O'Sullivan. Now the chip. Someone's chasing. Who's under it? It's loose, and Parramatta get up with the ball to Ella. Backo and Carey were going for the ball. Price. Win. Bit of feeling there, bit of feeling in the tackle. Grant and Backo up there all the time. Sharp. Backo's taken a knock. Mears just overran it, Lydiard. He's about to slip it. Cronin kicks. Dodgems first. It's a beautiful torpedo. Might be too long. Oh, it's a beauty. It landed just inside the line. Davis made a fatal mistake not going for the ball. That torpedo kick was a magnificent one from Cronin.
Yes, they say centimetres, but this is all it would be. Watch Cronin dummying, getting in a better position, and just watch this kick. Davis was going to catch it. He took his hands away at the last moment, and much to his dismay, it's popped down just inside the line.
Please bring it to the broadcasting box. Michael McGuinness. Please come to the broadcasting box now. Michael McGuinness.
And there's the shot of the new grandstand out here at Orana Park, and we really do have a magnificent vantage point high up in the stand to see the game at close quarters. O'Sullivan to Gilbert. Bit of organisation going on out in the paddock, but not much for Canberra at the moment. Backo slips it neatly to Jay Hoffman.
Well, some good work in those scrums by particularly Ken Stewart from Parramatta. He's taken 2 tight heads to Jay Hoffman's 1. All even in the penalty department. And you can see that Canberra committed those few more errors.
Here's a great try, scored by Henjack. Great try scored by Henjack. Canberra coming back into the game. Now watch this little run here. Sullivan slips it wide. Gitto getting him back inside. Aldous gets it back to Henjack. He scores a very good Canberra try. Gitto for the conversion from the angle. Yes! So Canberra back in the hunt. Down by only 4 points. See it again when they work a good move on the blind side. Henjack starts it off. Gitto coming in. Makes a bit of a break. Aldous. And the pass finishes up with Henjack. Good try. O'Sullivan. Bellamy. Hoffman. Sam Backo. Davis across the face of the run. It's a very, very hot day out here. Going to be some weary boys later on. Gitto chasing. Ella gets it. Ella busts it. He's got a bit of pace and a good little swerve. In and out, roundabout. Now looking for support. He finds it eventually in Stewart. He keeps it hot to Sharp. Where to now? Back to Mears. Get it away from there, out wide. They got a bit bunched up after all that. But what a great bit of play by Ella. Price. Sharp. Defence not sharp enough. Now spreading. Well, Stewart goes on his own. In front of the posts. Parramatta warming up to it again. Ella cuts in, trying to step. Now sets it up. Sharp. He goes. Last tackle. Henry out towards the flank. There's a Price. Couldn't slip it. Handover. Davis. Well, Canberra repulsed that raid, but in the end, Parramatta didn't coordinate it as well as they can. Gitto. Winded again.
Here's the injury. Didn't seem to be anything untoward in the tackle, and I'd say he's probably winded. He took a very decent blow in the solar plexus.
Phil Carey. Backo. Up to the halfway line. O'Sullivan switching. Finds Bellamy. Bit bunched up again, Canberra. Very bunched. Aldous. Last tackle for the Raiders. Davis under pressure. Ball's loose. This will be a handover. It'll be a knock on, and that's the easiest handover of all. So, Parramatta move it again. Stewart from Price out to Ella. Cronin, that might have been called to Lydiard. Lydiard racing away. Lydiard has got plenty of pace, and he's going to score in the corner. David Lydiard, a lot of speed, far too much for the Raiders. The last pass may have been a touch forward, but with the movement which defeated Canberra, quick hands from Cronin onto Lydiard, and although he's pursued there by O'Sullivan, he's got too much pace and beats him in a good dash for the corner. Cronin looking for 4 in a row. He's hit it well. Is it good? Off the post, it's through. Now that came from a drop ball by Canberra on the last tackle. They spread it wide quickly. Stewart, Price, out it goes from Ella. Nice pass from Cronin. Well, it might have been a fraction forward, but it was a beautiful bit of play. And Lydiard, far too much pace. No way he was going to be stopped. Cronin. He's had a big game so far, Mick Cronin. Davis. Ball bouncing and almost got away from him again. Cronin been spot on with his kicks today. All kicks. In general play, shots at goal, and beautiful little passes. Well, Canberra. Gitto losing the ball again, and Parramatta come up with it. Well, Gitto's lost it a few times in tackles, and Canberra offside.
Well, they just can't do anything right at the moment. Their anxiety in losing the ball made those players come up far too quickly in the play of the ball, and referee Roberts quickly to notice it.
Cronin going for the superfecta on his kicks. He gets it. 5 out of 5. Parramatta, a good lead. Looks like a Raiders ball, but it's a Parramatta penalty.
Yes, a lot of bodies on the ground in that one, and referee Roberts has determined that Jay Hoffman was the man who was down first.
Just a couple of minutes left in this first half. Henry out to Wynn. Peter Wynn, tackled by Gilbert and Henjack. 40 metres out. Henry to Cronin. Oh, nice start, isn't it? And unfortunately it was forward and Phillips put it into touch. But the break was good. That was class.
That's about the first thing I can remember Cronin doing wrong in this match, and it's gone nearly 40 minutes, and even then it was just a misjudgment in his pass, just floating a little bit forward.
Guito at the back, stopped by Phillips and Price. Aldous. Nick Aldous playing in the centres. Gilbert. O'Sullivan out to Ellis. In Canberra's half, almost time for a break. Oh, well organised, wasn't it? What a terrible boo-boo by O'Sullivan. Gives Parramatta another chance. A real speculator. Lydiard. Well, Canberra made some terrible errors in this first half. And Parramatta capitalising. Cronin again, back to Ella. Ella sets it alight. He's got pace. He's heading for the line. He throws a nice pass, and in goes Carter. Matt Carter scores the try. Parramatta might want to come to Orana Park again. They're making it their home ground today. 3 lovely tries in the first half. Yeah. See, Ella slipped the ball to Cronin. Cronin stood in the tackle. Ella came round and they hung off him badly there. But Bellamy missed him. He's got too much pace for some of those fellas trying to chase. Slips it beautifully on the fullback tackle and Carter scores. Cronin looking for 6 out of 6. Nice kick. Yes, sir. Now, another look at this try here. Wide of the ruck. They're making a mess of it. Ella stands up. Bellamy goes past him. Comes at the fullback. And look at this lovely last pass to Carter. And Giddo can't stop him. That's the half-time score. Parramatta 3 tries to 1. Big leaders here.
Parramatta hooker Ken Stewart has taken 2 tight heads to Jay Hoffman's 1 in the first half, while Parramatta narrowly leading in the penalties as well. But in the errors, you can notice there that Canberra committing far too many errors in tackling and also just narrowly a few more in the handling department.
The start of the second half. Canberra have the breeze, but they'll need a lot more than that to get back in this game. No changes to either side at the moment. 24-6. The Eels in front. Eventually Phillips plays it back to Stewart. Win. Sharp from Henry. There's Price. Price had cork thigh in the first half.
Well, the Parramatta front row doing all the tackling for them. Ken Stewart, Paul Mears and Stan Jerd. But Canberra getting through more tackles. You see Ashley Gilbert, the main tackler there.
Cronin and Ella, another lovely little break. Canberra got to sort out their defence against this. Mears looks for touch and finds it. And you have to have a couple of close-ups at these players to see how hot it is today. Gilbert. Well, can Canberra get back into this game? They're down by 18 points. And they didn't look the part at all in the first half, apart from that one try. Ellis. Hoffman. O'Sullivan and Henjack teeing it up. And it goes back to the fullback, Peter Davis. In Canberra's half. Hoffman to Grant. Back in Gilbert. O'Sullivan. A high one. Pursued by Ella. Beautifully takes it. Ella still got the ball. Phillips. Need a win. Henry. Cronin. Lovely play to Lydiard. Lydiard's got pace. Now, where's the support? There it is to Phillips. Back inside. Lydiard's still going. Here comes the cover. Can they pick him up? Oh, he slipped. But for a slip, it could have been another try. Canberra drop it. Now they keep it going. Out to Henjack. Going around in a circle. Long ball. Wide of Bellamy. He cleans up, loses it. And this could be a try down the flank. And it is going to be a try to Atkins. Comedy capers there on both sides, and eventually Parramatta got the try. Now Bellamy, the ball's going everywhere. He has it. Oh, he doesn't have it. And it's picked up by Carter. He gets the pass infield. Oh, a finger-tipper. And Ella plays basketball. Knocks it down there to Graham Atkins. Cronin going for 7 in a row. Yes, sir. He's got it again. What a day for Mick Cronin at Orana Park. Now, Henjack has the ball under control at this stage. Then he throws a poor pass. He doesn't find Bellamy. Threw it wide of him. Bellamy has to go in the chase. It slips from him. Beautifully picked up by Carter. And Ella does something very clever here. He didn't quite have control and flipped it onto Atkins for a try. Penalty to Canberra. Lead across.
Well, here's their opportunity, and really can only be face-saving at this stage of the game. The game is really well and truly won and lost, barring anything really unforeseen.
Straightforward stuff from David Grant. Hoffman to Backo. Back, Backo by the defence. There's Sullivan. There's Atkins. Brett Atkins charges at the line. It was foreseen by a few Parramatta defenders. From dummy half, Backo goes in and he's over. Backo squeezed through. Wasn't spectacular, but it's a try, and that's what Canberra desperately needed. Well, the replay won't tell you a lot other than that there was a number of people around about when this try was scored. Played back, Backo sights a little bit of a gap, heads for the line. They try to hold him up, but he's strong enough to get over. Gitto for the conversion. He's got it just inside the upright. Cronin, shorter kick. Backo, back into the action. Oof, he's going hard. Full of enthusiasm. Tries to plough through the defence. Back towards halfway, Canberra travel. Atkins. Train goes roaring by. Is it the Raiders Express? They want something. It's been knocked down in the centres by Mick Cronin.
But good intelligent play by Cronin. Even though he knocked on, he regathered the ball to force the scrum, giving his hooker an opportunity maybe to take the tight head and leave his team on the attack.
Raiders ball, off goes O'Sullivan and Henjack. He finds Aldous out wide and manages to slip it back to Henjack. Gilbert. Ellis. Aldous. Just in Canberra's half. They have the breeze, but they need a lot more. A lot of tries, that's for sure. O'Sullivan to Henjack. Neat one for Backo. Defence is pretty good there. Price and Mayer skirting. O'Sullivan looks for touch. It's knocked down by Phillips. It's going like a bullet when it hit him. And poor Gary Phillips had a couple of boo-boos in the last few minutes. Fumble the kick-off into touch, dropped that ball. It was a hot one.
Today's attendance, ladies and gentlemen, 8,146. 8,146.
To Henjack again. Whew, they're coming through on him and squeezing him. Hurling him back towards the halfway line. Two big forwards. O'Sullivan. Hoffman. Canberra have got some good attacking players, but they've got terribly bunched today. A lot of their attack. Gitto, the captain, has come in from his wing quite often, dropped a few balls. O'Sullivan on from Henjack. There's Ellis. Good ball. Aldous flying to the corner. Look for support now, and he's pulled down from behind. Good tackle by Atkins. 2 metres out. Bellamy. Back to Atkins. Atkins trying to burst through. Loses the ball. It's loose. Is it a try? No. Knock on.
Well, it could have been interesting if they'd scored that try right under the posts. And just have a look here how close they did come. It was a great run by Aldous a little earlier. But here's Atkins, the ball just squirting out of his hands right at the crucial time.
Canberra really needed a try about now too. Needed 3 of them. Stewart. Parramatta 30, Canberra 12. Mayers. Ella. He's got it back. Oh, you've almost got it going again, but knocked on.
Clever play from Ella. He's certainly shown his class out here today. Just watch this little bit of quick thinking. He almost had it back. Very short kick, but he just couldn't pick it up on the rebound.
Canberra ball. Davis, here's a chance, surely. Henjack goes for the line, he's over. And he makes better position too. Henjack's second try. Came after the scrum. Davis, the fullback, went into the line. Gave it to Henjack, who had a bit of space and enough speed to get past the defence and then come around and give Gitto a better chance. It was straightforward enough to Canberra there. And here's Gitto, about to add the extras. Oh, he's hooked it. Missed it. It's the first kick at goal missed today.
Parramatta 30, Canberra 16.
It goes into the scrum. They work the blind side after O'Sullivan runs one way, flips it to Henjack. He trails Davis, who gets out of Lydiard's tackle. And Henjack, given a little bit of space, not far to run, makes it easy enough. 30-16 in favour of Parramatta. Another grubber kick. Back out. Gito. O'Sullivan. Somehow got it to Hoffman. Grant. They may have given Canberra a bit of inspiration, that try. Keeps them in the hunt here. Oh, no split pass. Goes on to Wallace, but it was forward. It must have been a near thing. He reckoned it was forward. Grant Ellis slipping a pass. Brett Atkins has had something to say about it.
It was a beautiful bit of work and must have been a split decision here. Just watch the ball go. Ellis with the ball now and slips it, and it really was line ball.
Sure was. Canberra might have been a bit unlucky on that one. And Parramatta have the ball. Cronin to Ella. These two so dangerous today. Ella goes off again. Win. Cronin. Just still standing there. They can't stop him. He really is like a brick wall when he gets those 2 feet planted on the ground. They can't roll him over. Mayor's having a run. And slips it to Lydiard. Price to Sharp. Well tackled by Ellis. Ella to Atkins. Atkins back in field. Looks for support now. Who's there? It's loose. Kicked by Ella. Kicks again. It's still loose. He scored it, I think. No, knocked on. Ooh, he very nearly got away with that. Must have been a hand in it.
Tremendous play by Steve Ella. He's really on fire here and quick off the mark and quick thinking. Out it goes to Atkins. Atkins makes good ground here and almost bursts through the tackle and flips it back. And who's coming through? Ella on the toe again. And yes, I think there was a hand in there. I think that was a correct decision.
Scrum penalty going to Canberra. Steve Ellis had quite a dynamic game. I think he and Mick Cronin have worried Canberra all day.
They've really stood tall in a team that came under so much criticism in the last couple of weeks for their performances, particularly that big loss to St George last Sunday.
Gilbert. I think it's got to be said that St George played a blinder last week. Ellis. Well, Canberra not going too well today, and their coach wouldn't be too happy about it. There's Don Ferner. It hasn't been a good day for the Raiders. Atkins. And Atkins has revved it up a little in the second half, got a bit more involved.
Terry Regan and Paul Elliott coming onto the field. And we'll just have to wait and see who they're going to replace. David Grant is one of the players leaving the field. And conditions very hot out here. I'm sure those players being replaced will not be too sorry at this stage of the game. Paul Elliott actually got onto the field, but I think he's a little bit early to affect his replacement, so he's returned to the sideline and he's keeping the touch judge company.
It's not surprising that a lot of the players are really drained now. They've lost a lot of fluid in this humidity. It's a stinking hot day out here. Henjack. Bellamy. Last tackle. I didn't realise that. The injury had made a mess of the counting. Not for Roberts.
Craig Bellamy, the most surprised player on the field then.
It's an interesting new tackle from Terry Regan. Didn't work. Mayers. Oh, a bump from Regan. Doesn't take long to get involved in the play. Look at him. Sharp to Price. We're inside the Canberra half, inside the last 15 minutes. Parramatta doing it easily at this stage. Win. To Ella again. He's electric today. He fires through a couple of tackles. There's a support. A try to Mayers. Great play by Steve Ella. Another classic break. And Mayers fed off it for an easy try. Now watch this run from Ella. Wynn gives him the pass. He gets around Bacco's ankle tap. A nice step inside the fullback. Now he straightens up for the line. The cover is there and a beautiful pass to Mayers. That is magic football.
Well, that must be the ball game now. Canberra came back well, considering that Parramatta scored only 3 minutes into this second half to score the next 2 tries, but that one from Mayers, well and truly set up by Ella, must have put paid to them.
Cronin going for 8 in a row. Yes, it's there. 8 out of 8 for Mick Cronin. What a day for him. Here goes the Parramatta machine again. Sharp gives it away from Wynn. Now there goes Ella. A little bit of speed, a little bit of a step back inside. He beats the fullback and then sets it up comfortably for Mayers. Couldn't have been a better pass, and Mayers finishes it.
It's been a worrying afternoon for Canberra coach Don Furner. Look at that tally. And the longer the game's gone on, the more they've mounted.
Terry Regan only a few metres out from the line. O'Sullivan. Elliott. Who's he giving it to? Ellis, and Ellis losing it in the tackle that time. It was a good tackle. Ella runs off. There goes Cronin. Cronin back into Carter. Phillips. Sharp. Win. Jerd. Henry. Stewart onto Lydiard. Cronin. He's after it. Into a bit of space. And he's kicking ahead. Here's a chase. Carey's got a bit more speed than Cronin. And Carey gets back there. It'll be a line dropout. But good play by the veteran centre. He's had a whale of a game, McCronin.
But the Cronin of old may well have won that race to the ball. An excellent bit of football. He's had an enormous game today. Just look at that little kick through. Good thinking, because he knew he couldn't pick it up. Kicked it ahead. Carey, of course, being considerably younger, just had that little edge in speed to retrieve it right in his goal line.
There goes the drop. Back to Lydiard. Lydiard has another run at them. Well, tackled by Henjack. Jerd to Price. Price gives the ball to a Canberra player. Ellis. O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan down on the ground. That's Terry Regan. Gilbert. Well, the player of the match without any doubt today, Michael Cronin. He's kicked 8 out of 8 and he's been involved in so many of the great Parramatta tries. A brilliant game. Henjack. Oh, straight onto the chest of Phillips. Off goes Lydiard again. Lydiard stands in the tackle. Oh, he didn't know he was selling a dump that time. As he sent the pass to Wynn, who was immediately set upon by Ellis. Mayers. And we'll be giving Michael Cronin a video copy of this game for his collection. He's probably already got a few in his collection, but now he's got one more. And that's the habit week by week. The player of the match gets a copy of the game in which he was the star. Phillips. Okay, Cronin. Ella. And finds touch.
Well, while we've got Mick Cronin, undoubtedly the man of the match for a tremendous performance and his goal kicking, there's a man there who's only a very slight margin between them. He's had an excellent game as well. But it was Cronin in the early stages set up those first 2 tries when the Canberra defence was stronger. And of course we can't forget that remarkable goal kicking performance.
Jack to Aldous. The last few minutes on a hot day here at Orana Park. Out wide, Skinner. Bellamy. Kinner. Elliott doing a nice one with O'Sullivan, who's charging ahead. Oh, the man fell over and Carey caught from behind. Sharpie was in trouble there. Something went wrong with his knee, and as he went to make the tackle, he collapsed. O'Sullivan back to Bellamy for an easy try. Bellamy's always scoring tries. That's a real consolation prizer for the Raiders. The game's been well won by Parramatta. But really, this try should be awarded to Chris O'Sullivan. He did all the early work, then was involved in the play here. Gitto back to Hoffman. There goes O'Sullivan, slipping it inside, and Craig Bellamy walks in for an easy try. We'll see it again. Gitto standing in the tackle. Parramatta players are a little bit tired, standing back a fraction. They know they won the game, and Bellamy doesn't have much to beat when he cruises into that try. So the kick successful, 36-22. What on earth was Gilbert doing? He's not a soccer player, that's for sure. What a terrible error. Doesn't matter much now, but Canberra did a few silly things like that in the first half. Steve Sharp's off for Parramatta. You can see a moment ago he went down with an injury. He was trying to make a tackle. Michael Mosley on for the Eels. The game in its death throes. We've seen some good tries here today, but Parramatta far too classy. Regan, back to Hoffman. Well, Canberra will be back for further wins during the year, but they've really made a mess of the first half. Elliott. Away it goes to Kinner. Nicely tackled by Gary Phillips from behind. Over halfway, Aldous is getting close to touch, and it finds it. Better to have it in play. Gary, we've seen some good tries on a very, very warm day here, but Parramatta, I think, showed their class in the first half. That seemed to be about it.
They certainly did. A big 24-6 lead at half-time, and the game was as good as over. Canberra came back with 2 good tries in the second half, and they came as close as 30-16. But Parramatta just having the ability to skip away again at the vital times.
Henry back to Ella. Ella had a brilliant game. Cronin made some breaks in the first half and set the play up. Ella's done that throughout the game, but in the second half he's blitzed them a couple of times. Ray Price, the warrior, leading the team well today. Always involved in the hard stuff as he is there, never shirks it, taps the ball forward, and it's a penalty. The same old story.
Yes, we've seen that one before today, and it's amazing how players who are in an offside position just can't resist the opportunity to grab the player as he goes off. Quick thinking by Price, rushes ahead, and Hoffman has to grab hold of him.
He doesn't know his name, and he tells me his dad's name is Dad.
Strong breeze up there. It's had an influence on the game today. It's Michael Mosley. Win. There's the full-time siren as Michael Mosley goes down in the tackle. Big win to the Eels here at Orana Park. They led 24-6 at half-time, and they've won 36-22, scoring 5 tries to 4. Cronin kicked 8 goals from 8 attempts, and they weren't all in front of the post. There was some really good kicks from tough angles there for Mick Cronin, who showed his class in so many ways today.